Soul family. Okay, so I've taken a bunch of videos. If you're on my Facebook channel, you'll see them. If you're not, if you're just on YouTube, welcome to this particular video because this is spectacular. I'm hiking in Sedona, and I wanted to get to a certain place that I'd already been, to the grandfather's, and I can't find my way there, so I thought I'd just pick a trail and hoof it. So I pointed to a rock and I got here my own way. And I've got a pretty good natural GPS because as I came through, I found trails. I can see them from up above here, but none of them came up here. And I'm a monkey and I like to climb the rocks. So I'm going to show you where I'm at. I'll walk over a bit. I can't go too far because I walked up this face. So here we are. And if you go to my Facebook channel, you'll see what this looks like from a distance and why I wanted to come here. Look at the colors, isn't that beautiful? Look at those little houses. Aren't they sweet? Everybody's got little places to live, right? Little caves, lizards go in there. So I wanted to get up here and this is where I'm at. I wanted to actually get higher, but I can't get it from this elevation from here, and I can't get it from right there either. I went there. So I'm gonna have to go back down. I didn't think I could, I didn't go completely around at the base down here, but anyway, we're going to stop right now and we're going to do our reading. I said I wanted to do a reading up here with you guys. So I'm going to put you guys, actually look at the trails down below. See, biking is really fun in Arizona. I mean, you can just go for miles and miles and miles, right? And it's not difficult. So I love my bike and I really didn't get an opportunity to ride it much where I lived, because it's all cement and it's all hills, but that's beautiful. What you want to have, if you want to just listen to music, you're going to have to play it yourself because there's no reception out here. You know what I mean? You're going to have like stuff recorded. But anyway, all right. So I'm going to put you down like this. Today we're working with the Shapeshifter Oracle. I had a couple messages on the way up the hill and I want to see if they come up in the reading. They were messages to me. I've got some treasures along the way. It's talking about not taking what isn't yours. You know, don't force it. If you have to force something, it isn't yours. It isn't yours to take. And those who lie and manipulate and try and steal what belongs to someone else rightfully, they're going to face their own karma eventually. They don't seem to understand that because you wouldn't have people doing it all the time if they did. Unscrupulous people, right? Jealous people. Sorry. I'm trying to hold this down because the wind's blowing it pretty good. Now this is the most sheltered spot that I could find for us to do our reading. So, okay, correct for neutrality. Let's ask that the wind slow down a little bit so my card doesn't go flying off. I've often done readings in my caves and I've lost a card off the edge and thought, oh wow, that ruins my deck. You know, one card missing that could be the message that somebody is supposed to have. Can't afford to lose it, and I've had to leave, and then I've gone back the next day and literally found it. It's pretty cool, but I would prefer not to have to come back here tomorrow. I'd rather go somewhere else. All right, so let's do this behind here where we're sheltered. What is the first message? Oh, I should give you guys something to choose from, shouldn't I? Let's choose the mountain that we're on, okay? We're my little cave here, and then we can choose that mountain range right there. We can choose the bike trails. So mountain cave, mountain range over there, the bike trails, and then the sky, okay? Those are what they are. So for those who chose the mountain where I'm at, this is the card. Butterflies and gloom. Okay, so this is talking about you've gotten so used to things not being happy, not being good, that you've kind of gotten to a place of feeling sorry for yourself, possibly. You could have been sick, you could have just had a string of rotten things happen. You've been sad. Maybe there's just, whoops, maybe you've actually really lost somebody, right? Maybe there's been a death. Maybe you've lost a job. I don't know. But it's been sad for a while. And you've gotten to this place where you're thinking it's never going to change. But the message is, it will. After sadness, happiness, and hope return. She doesn't believe it. It's kind of like what I was saying when I was talking to Spirit on the way up here. yeah, I'm ready to just drop it and move on because, I mean, I realize you said that it's almost there, but you've been saying that for 6 years. So I got to move on with my life. We don't ever want to sit and wait. We do have to keep moving. Life does keep moving forward, right? And people either catch up with us or they let us go. But this is a transformation. The color is mucusy. So it could be that you have actually had an illness, right? And it's left you feeling just yuck. And maybe you've had it for a long time. You've been battling it, or maybe you still have it. But does it feel like it's aged you? Because I'm looking at her hair, and she looks like she's got gray hair now. She might just feel very drab. She looks very sickly and yuck. So sometimes we allow ourselves to stay in this place even when things start looking better for us, even when we see signs, because this is a sign. But like I said, you've been giving me signs for 6 years. It hasn't happened, right? I realize in Spirit's time, they don't have a sense of time like we do, right? We grow older. This one's growing older, wondering, when is this ever going to happen? And we do get to the place where we start feeling sorry for ourselves. And there are reasons why things take a while to transform. There are lessons that we need to learn. Maybe we needed to get to the place where we weren't going to be putting up with anybody's bull, right? Maybe we needed to get to the place where we recognized that we were worthy. Maybe we needed to learn how to stand up for ourselves. Maybe we expected things to come to us easily without having to work for it. There's a lot of lessons in our lives, and a lot of them can be very painful. And sometimes our life has themes, and they just keep coming back. The lesson that keeps coming again and again. It's a theme in your life, and you don't like it, you got to change it. So maybe you're stuck in this position because you haven't learned the lesson. You keep doing the same thing, expecting a different result. Or you're blinding yourself to the truth of what's going on around you. Maybe you've got, like I said, obvious signs, or you actually even maybe know. I know that guy's cock blocking me. I know that he's a dog. He's always the guy who's stealing everybody's girl, but he's not doing it to me. Really? Maybe you ought to open your eyes. Start paying attention to the messages that Spirit's been giving you, because he's probably doing it to you too. So another message is that the changes that happen, we already said that the changes, are painful, and the lessons can be very painful, and they can be disappointing, right? But then we get to a place where we might have felt like, you know what? I'm done with being hurt. I'm done with what is that song? I'm sick of the same old love, the kind that beats me up. I'm done with it. I'm over it. I don't want to do this anymore. Just stay away from me. We pull into hermit mode, or I've been hearing that a lot from people lately. I'm going into hermit mode. I'm going into isolation. I don't want it. And Spirit's saying that because you're expecting now that since this has been your theme, it's going to continue this way. But Spirit's telling you that it's not. It's not. So it's a challenge for us to get out and change your perspective. And this is a really good place to do it. I literally talk out loud as I'm walking, as I'm hiking. I talk to Spirit out loud. They know what I feel, right? But this one here, even when you get good news, Spirit is saying, and we're getting this message now so that when this comes, we don't do this, okay? You might be the person who, even when you get good news, you're like, oh yeah, okay, well yeah, it looks great, but that's what they said the last time, and look what they did to me. That's what I thought the last time, and look what happened. So you're setting yourself up. You are setting yourself up for failure. Now, maybe the things didn't happen before because it wasn't meant for you. It wasn't the right thing for you. A lot of times we think we want something. We really, really want it bad, and it doesn't happen. Spirit has a knack of closing the right door at the right time, right? Because it wasn't meant for us. And then when it comes back around, which happens right now, we've got a lot of that happening right now with Mercury retrograde, right? I've been having that. I've been experiencing that. I'm sure a lot of you have. And then you look at it again and you're like, what, was I crazy? I don't want that. I don't want that. Or maybe you've grown up and you've realized, you know what? I'm done with the games. I'm done with the game playing. It's not enjoyable to me. I'm not a child. I'm growing old here, right? I got gray hairs now. And it's been going on far too long, so I'm not playing any more games. So if you don't come to me straight, come to me correct, don't come to me at all, right? But don't be in a place where if Spirit says, here's something in front of you, don't assume that it's going to be rotten. Don't assume that it's going to be something that's going to let you down again. Assumptions are not a good thing to have. Don't be frightened of good fortune coming to you. It's, you know, we all have to have feelings of what is it, self-protection? Absolutely. But we don't want them to rule everything and get us into a place where we're in such a state of self-protection that we don't share our feelings, we don't open up, we don't allow in, even if it's something that we actually really feel something for. Now, I don't lean towards anything that I'm not called to on every level for myself. So, but some people are actually in a place where they actually do feel this, but they don't want to open up because of fear of it going sideways. And Spirit's giving you this message now, don't do that, because after a very, very difficult time, and it could be sickness, it could be just negative experiences, there is happy news, there's positive news. Happiness and hope will return, but you have to be open to it. So just say, you know, these are my standards, this is what I expect, this is what I'm willing to accept. And then you send a positive energy out. If you emit this kind of energy, this sickly, negative, pessimistic energy, you're going to draw that kind of energy back towards you. So you can't hold this energy and expect to have this happiness and this hope. You can't. It's not going to work. Okay? So that's our first message. Let me put you guys back and shuffle us in. What do we have? Let's do the mountain range across from us. Correct for neutrality on all levels. The mountain range across from us. So this was my plan when I to move to Sedona, was that I would work in the morning, and then by the afternoon, after I'd taken several calls, I would go out, do a hike like this, and then I would go back in, and then take some more calls, you know, grab myself something to eat, and that was my routine. I've gotten outside, I've gotten exercise, I've seen something beautiful, I've gotten messages from Spirit, I always do, and I don't have to drive long to get here. It took me 10 minutes down that road, right? This is just one spot. This works for me. All right, correct for neutrality. For those who chose the mountain range across from us, look at the plateau on the top. Okay, correct for neutrality. For those who chose the mountain range, that one. Your complexities make you interesting. Okay. You are unlike anyone else. So, you're a contradiction. You're a paradox. I like that. That's what I'm like. You're looking at these frogs here, and they're butterfly wings on the frogs. These are butterflies. She's a butterfly fairy. This is a regular butterfly, and this is butterfly frog. So they're different. Some people would look at that and say that's a freak of nature. That's strange. But if it's a freak of nature, it's a beautiful freak of nature. So let your freak flag fly. That's what I say, let your freak flag fly. Because you were not made broken. You were not made incorrectly. You were made beautifully. You were made wonderfully. And what's so cool about you is the fact that you're so different. It is the fact that you're not run-of-the-mill. Who wants run-of-the-mill? Not me. I don't. But this one is not feeling that way. This one is feeling a little bit forlorn, right? The number 3 and 5, I didn't even look at the other number. 3, full circle completion. 5, significant change is happening, but generally because there's disturbances, upset, disagreements, confusion, and because of that, change needs to happen. So it's a significant change. And then 3 and 5 together is 8, which is infinite supply, right? The infinity symbol, which is never-ending connection. So this is to me is never-ending connection. You may be very, very different than other people, but you are never disconnected from the whole. We're all part of the united collective. Wouldn't it be fun to go up there and see everything from the top? Actually, I'm not really into that anymore. I thought I was. I guess I could go over to those mountains right over and see, but I can see everything from the top here. But that would be kind of fun, I guess. Okay, so a lot of people have a real issue with not fitting in, wanting to belong to everyone else, wanting to be part of everyone else. But the number 8 says that you are a part of everyone else. You do. There's a never-ending connection, just the way you are. There's a place for you in the world. The place may not be where you're at. Maybe the reason you're feeling forlorn and feeling stuck and feeling like you don't fit in is because you don't fit in there. You're not in a place where you're supposed to be. Like, I look over here, I fit here, I belong here, I feel good here, right? It's not unusual for somebody to come and sit on a rock and do this by themselves and have fun. When I say this to people that I know in California, they're like, what are you going to do out there? Are there any bars or any clubs to go dancing or drinking, or like, what are you going to do? And I said, well, I go hiking, and I show them pictures, and they're like, what are you going to do? Go sit on a rock? Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. But it's not unusual for somebody to want to do that. There's a lot of people that would like to do this, but there's a lot of people who don't. So if you're feeling like you're not belonging, maybe you're not in the right place for you. It's not that there's anything wrong with you. It's that there's something wrong with the people around you, or what you've been told about yourself, or what you've thought about yourself. So this is about you. Because this is the number 5, which is a significant change that's necessary, this is telling you that you need to make a change. You need to make a change. Just like I need to make a change. That's what's happening at this time. This is about regrouping. This is about transforming like the butterfly that you are. This is about finding new friends. Maybe fixing old relationships that have fallen away, that maybe you didn't grab onto because you didn't feel that you fit, or that you were worthy, or that you belonged. I don't know. It doesn't come easy to you, clearly, because you're timid here. That's the word that I just heard, is timid, so it's difficult for you to speak up. But this is your lesson. This is your challenge. This is about making choices. And this is about standing in your integrity and being authentically who you are. You're a hybrid, just like these ones are hybrids. Nobody's like one another here. Nobody. The colors are different. The shapes of their wings are different. Some are full butterflies. Some are frog butterflies. One is a fairy butterfly. So, what are they called? They're all hybrids. It's like a hybrid car, right? People don't think hybrid cars are a joke. They're actually really cool. So, people like to label things and people. What are you? What religion are you? What do you believe in? What do you do? What are you? Right? I'm me. I'm a complex collection of everything that I've ever experienced and everything that I've ever learned. Right? That's who I am. Are you a Buddhist? Nope. Are you a Jehovah's Witness? Nope. Are you New Age? Nope. What are you? I'm just me. I'm just me. I'm just a hybrid of everything. I'm just a student of the earth, I just heard. I like that. A student of the earth. Oh, I love that a lot. I'm an adventurer, right? And so an adventure for you might be to explore who you really are. Maybe you don't even know who you are. But you don't have to be labeled by other people. You just need to be yourself. You need to be true. Maybe you need to get out there and like I said, fly your freak flag and experiment. Because maybe you've never done that. Maybe you've never gone outside of your little garden where you have felt safe. Maybe you've gone through a very difficult time, which seems to be what this theme of this reading is. You've had tests. You have transformed in some way, right? So you have gone through something. You've recognized to learn to love yourself. That's what I'm getting with this. You're holding this rose. You know your self-worth. I know that I'm worthy of being loved. I want love. I want the truth. I want to create. I want to connect to my spiritual self. I want a happy new beginning. This is all new beginnings, love, abundance, adventure. I love being around the animals. I'm a creative person. I would like to pursue the things that are interesting to me. Maybe this is where you've been, and you've passed the test, and you've been reborn, and now you're getting ready to go out, right? If you look back at where you were before you became this butterfly, like I said for the first message, or maybe it was the messages on the hill, I can't remember. See where you were and see where you are now, and see how you have transformed and how things are better. Because you're knowing yourself more. You're recognizing things about yourself. You're realizing, I like myself. It's been challenging. I went through difficult times. It's a lot of times felt like I was never going to get to this place. And right now, okay, fine, the butterfly wings are there, but I really want love in my life. But you wouldn't have wanted to draw love to you before you transformed, because you transform and then you draw in one like you. Otherwise, you would have drawn in someone who had not transformed, right? Someone who was not open to new beginnings, someone who was not in love with nature, someone who didn't know how to love themselves, someone who didn't want to go out and create their future. But now, you've got this new beginning, and this is where I'm at, and now that vibration, you can send that out, and vibrationally, you will draw that in. You want that. You want all of those things for you now. There's going to be more coming for you now. Things are not easy when you have to change, but there's going to be new people for you to meet. Look at all the ones that are coming. They're fluttering around you. They're flocking to you, and they will when you allow yourself to be seen as you truthfully, authentically are. Right now, maybe your decisions are being challenged by where you came from, not by these ones, but by ones from where you were before you allowed your butterfly wings to unfold. Maybe people are saying, "Who are you? I don't even recognize you anymore." I've had that said to me a lot. My son said to me, "Where's my mother?" And I said, "She's right here." She's actually kind of gone back to what she was when she was a little girl, right? She's just a grown-up version with a lot more wisdom. But maybe other people are annoyed with you, or they're upset with you. They feel like you're betraying them because you're not the person that they always knew. They're confused. They want to keep you in that little box. They want to keep you in the place where they are. A lot of times people don't want others to expand because they're too afraid to expand. They're happy staying in that little box and not opening up their gifts. But you're not. Your gifts have opened. Maybe Spirit has just opened your gifts for you. Your wings have dropped down and you've recognized, wow, right? And so you're kind of exploring the ideas of moving forward. And maybe you have shared that with people. Maybe ones that you thought were your friends, but they're acting more like frenemies now, right? Because they're challenging your decisions. They're telling you that we don't like what you're doing. We don't like this new you. We liked you the way you were because you were like us. Now you're not like us. But were you comfortable there? Maybe you were at one time, but are you now? Do you feel comfortable there? Do you feel supported? Is it fulfilling you? It doesn't look like it. It looks to me like you're ready for transformation, that you're ready for change. So this is a time that you need to make choices. And you might be making decisions that other people think are crazy, like the decisions I made. I'm not going to be a label. I'm going to do what I want to do. I'm going to allow my butterfly wings to come out. Look at my butterfly wings. I'm going to allow them to be seen. I like them. They're my favorite type of wings, butterfly wings. I'm going to sit up on a rock and hike around in the desert by myself. I would prefer to have a partner sometimes, but sometimes I really like doing this. It's important for me. Confirmation, says the wind. So, this is your challenge now. Are you going to accept your unfolding and who you are becoming? And refuse to be labeled, create your own identity, even if it's not popular with everybody else? Are you going to go somewhere like this, where you belong, where you fit in, where other people recognize your beautiful qualities, and they don't merely tolerate you or tell you that you're odd or you're strange, that you're weird for what you're thinking or doing or wanting? They're not going to say that because they like the same things. They're going to think it's pretty cool. That was why you'd be able to go on really cool adventures, and you're going to be able to do things that you have probably only dreamed of doing because the people that you were around before didn't do that, didn't approve of it. You won't have to hide who you really are. And all the difficulty that you've gone through is going to be forgotten because you're going to love who you become. And if at this moment you're in this place like me, I'm in this transitional spot, right? I'm on this mountain by myself. I really don't have friends in Sedona. I know a couple people. But I don't hang out with anybody, right? But there's a lot of people here that I can meet. And I don't have a problem meeting people. Now maybe you are shy. Maybe you have a problem meeting people. But if you allow yourself to be seen as you are, Spirit will draw towards you. You will energetically draw towards you people like yourself. You will. You'll just meet them in the grocery store. They'll walk up and they'll say something to you. Happens to me all the time. It's going to be worth it. Because this is your future. And you're supposed to not... I heard this morning. Who said it to me? Somebody said it to me. Oh, Sandy said she heard in her dream, don't quit before the miracle. Right? Don't quit before the miracle. You are becoming. And we never finish. We're always a work in progress. But this is an exciting chapter. And you might be feeling alone. You might be feeling challenged. You might be feeling challenged by others or challenged yourself. You might be nervous. I'm trying to figure out what the hell am I going to do? How am I going to move into a studio that's that small? Do I need to just get here, right? And get my foot in the door and then see what comes after that and allow Spirit to open the door? I guess so, right? But I definitely want this. It's what I want. I'm ready for change. Are you? Okay. Here is the next message, which will be so what did we pick? We picked the caves. Oh, the bike trails. Let's do the bike trails. They're down below us. Correct for neutrality on all levels. Correct for neutrality on all levels. Correct for neutrality on all levels. The bike trails. Starting to get a little chilly. I brought a sweater, and I said on the trail up that I've dressed too heavily and I probably wouldn't need the sweater, but maybe on the way back. And I think that's the case. It might just be that I'm in the shade here. Okay, correct for neutrality on all of us. For those who chose the bike trails. Deep, dark sea mermaid. Interesting. Okay, this is really cool because I've seen those fish. She's literally on the bottom floor. She's way down deep. Deep, deep, deep in her emotional waters. And it looks really, really scary down there. You can't see anything out down there. It's completely black. I've seen these fish. They have these little antennae and they light up. And you can't see the fish because it's so black, right? But these little lights are here. And the other fish come along to see what they are. And then they get caught in that. So I'm getting a message about that. I got that on the way up the hill. You know, right? Sometimes things aren't what they appear. And when you get up close, you realize, but sometimes it's too late. So you have to be careful. You have to be cautious about certain things. This one's kind of like, what the heck? What are you? So another message, one, keep your thoughts positive, right? The universe is just taking a snapshot of your thoughts. What are you thinking? Get rid of your stinking thinking and keep your thoughts positive because you're creating your future by what you're thinking about, right? If you think to yourself, things are going to go my way. I'm going to have a miracle. So it's going to pop out of a hat and I'm going to have a wonderful solution show up for my studio. Whatever. You just keep your thoughts positive. I just said, you know what? I'm not going to worry. Spirit's got my back. I know that. The mountain's got my back. Always. Always has, always will. So this is about going down deep into your emotional waters. And this little guy, this is your buddy. This little one's going to tell you, look, there's things that you need to be careful of, right? Like here's an example. Look at the eyes watching. You're looking up and they're looking all around. So they're going to show you what is down deep underneath. What you've been told. What stories people have told you. What's the truth of those stories? Like I said when I was walking up, and I think I started this, you know, are you somebody who has, people have been lying and manipulating and deceiving a lot in my life, and they've been blocking out of jealousy, out of, it's cock blocking. I hate the word, but it's funny because I was looking for a coxcomb. That's where I was going to go hiking. And it's really sad because we got the silver siren yesterday and in our live chat, and it was talking about, you know, a beautiful on the surface, very charming, very flattering, saying all the nice things that, you know, things people want to hear, and they're beautiful on the surface and they present themselves in a certain way, and yet they're very dark underneath, and they're very narcissistic. And we were told that there was a silver siren, and that's the kind of the person that is basically an energy vampire, somebody that's going to lie and deceive and take from others what is theirs. And so this story is talking about, have there been truths? They're not truths. Things that you've been told as truths that are actually lies. Stories that you've been told, situations that have been hidden, that cloud your vision, that cloud your judgment. I've had it happen. I've had people, you know, they know how to plant a seed of doubt. Never underestimate the power of planting a seed. They come across wanting to be your friend, pretending to be your friend. You know they're not. I mean, I know they're not because I've already been given a heads up. I'll play the game for a while. But some people actually are, and I've been very gullible too, right? I want to believe the best in you until you prove it wrong. But when you prove it wrong, I don't go back on you. So right now, Spirit is saying, we're going to show you. Yeah, this way. We're going to show you the truth about things that have been hidden from you. We're also going to show you things about yourself that are wonderful that you may not have had the courage to look deeply and see. You need to go down deep. This is the message. You need to go down deep to find out for yourself what the truth is of a situation or of yourself. Whatever dilemma that you have, whatever problem is in your way, there's going to be a solution in some way to be discovered. And Spirit says, we'll show you where to go. Places that you've been afraid to go. But you have to go down deeper. You've got to look beyond the shallow surface. Because that's exactly what's happening. There's a shallow surface and it's bullshit. And you've got to go down deeper and find the truth out. Spirit's asking you. We want you to look a little deeper. You've been afraid to look a little deeper or not wanting to because you didn't want to see what you've had an inkling of. There's also a lot of beautiful things to discover. About yourself, about the world in general. And for some reason, you haven't been doing that. But right now, the energy around you is about exploring. It's about discovering things that you hadn't before. Maybe you and your own gifts, places that you want to go, issues between relationships and with people, things that are going on, things that were confusing to you all of a sudden will become clear. Things that once were frightening, now all of a sudden you realize, you know what? There's possibilities. Kind of like me when I got here. Oh my God, I was so overwhelmed with that studio. But there's possibilities. There's ideas that are starting to come. When you get out of that place of fear, we keep ourselves in a place of fear. And we churn up our own emotional waters. And we can sink down deep into a depression, to a sadness, the dark blue, right? Down deep. But if we give ourselves time to calm down and realize that there's always a solution to every dilemma, even if things are not clear, if we just allow the waters to calm a little bit, we'll be able to hear our own higher self and Spirit a little bit better. And Spirit will bring us energy sources to help us. I find it interesting because as I was climbing, now I'm going to give you my treasures. As I was climbing up, I'm thinking about energy centers. This is an energy center. There are vortexes everywhere. The energy here is intense. It's amazing. I want to discover it again. I want to discover more that I didn't before. And as I was climbing up the rocks, I saw this, and this is where I wanted to go. This was my intention, to get up here and do a reading. And I started coming up the face, and in front of me, all of a sudden, I saw crystals in the rocks. Beautiful crystals. Clear quartz crystals, green crystals, clusters of them, beautiful clusters of them. And they were embedded in the rock. Now I'll show you. See how this is, these are loose? Listen. That's loose. I could break that off. Okay? See how loose the rocks are? It's just sand. So, if I had wanted to, and I had seen, and I took videos of it, where others, first of all, I started seeing a little bit, and then I saw a little bit more, and I started following the crystals. And I thought, wow, and I just kept following the crystals, like breadcrumbs, right? I wanted more, and I wanted more, and I wanted more. And I was saying, look how beautiful this is, look how beautiful this is, look how beautiful this is. But then I was getting closer and closer to the edge. I wasn't looking at the edge. I wasn't looking at the danger. I was just looking at the crystals. I wanted that. The next one was bigger and better and prettier. And what if it's, what's just around the corner? And the message was, when is enough enough? When is it enough? You need to stop. At some point you need to stop, right? It's kind of like the grass is always greener out there. This is a perfect person in front of me. This person loves me. I'm very attracted to them and drawn to them. We've got so much in common. But you know what? There's a whole world out there. What if I'm missing something else? The grass is always greener out there. Never wanting to settle because something around the corner is going to be better. And get into a dangerous position, because sometimes, as I was showing as I came up the mountain, things look very, very beautiful. And when you get up close and personal, it's dangerous. It's a man-eater or a woman-eater or a dream-eater, right? So I thought, that's enough. Enough is enough. It's beautiful, but this is good. I don't need to fall off the side of the rock, right? So then I walked back, and I was saying, God, that one's beautiful, and big cluster. And I knew that if I picked up a rock, you know, one of the heavier rocks, I could break it away and I could dig it out. But we got a message yesterday about, was it yesterday? I don't know, it all comes back to the cock blocker and somebody taking something or someone or situation that's not theirs. And we've been given before, you know, don't take what isn't yours. If something doesn't come to you naturally, it isn't for you to force it. That's another message. Don't force anybody or anything. If you have to force something, it's not meant for you, right? If you have to force a person, they don't want you. Don't force it. Don't force the situation. You don't, and if you're, that's why I'm talking about, you know, you're going to have to go down deep under your emotional waters, because there are some people that are forcing the situation. They're not getting what they want. So then they resort to lies and manipulation to try and steal somebody or block somebody, because they want either to keep the person from changing who they are and moving in a different direction, or they want that person for themselves, or they're just a narcissistic asshole, right? So there's another message. Don't take what's not yours. Don't rape the land either. I know for people that are crystal hunters, and they go out and they dig the crystals up. But if everybody came up along this rock and brought their picks and started digging out, there would be holes everywhere in the rocks and the crystals would be gone, and it wouldn't be such a delightful surprise for the next person that's climbing up, right? So as I said that, don't take what's not yours. I walked along and this literally slid in front of me. Now, they're very delicate and they break into pieces the second that you touch them. But this slid down. Here, I'll turn the camera around this way. In front of me. I had just said, don't take what isn't yours, right? If you have to force it, don't force something. It's not yours if you have to force it. It was just lying there. It was actually sliding down the rock in front of me when I went to walk. So this is going to get stepped on and crunched. So I'll take this. I have no problem with taking that. And then I walked along a little bit further, and I said, "Well, that's amazing. Thank you. You know, you don't take what's not yours. If you have to force it, it's not yours." And I said out loud to Spirit, I don't take what's mine comes to me. What's mine will come to me, right? I don't have to chase it. What's mine will come to me. The same thing is energetically. I send out what I want. Somebody said to me, "You've been waiting a really long time, you know?" And I said, "I've got a long list of requirements. I've got standards. And well, you know, I hope you're going to find that." And I said, "I won't have to find it. It'll find me, because if I want that, then I have to emulate that. So I put that out into the world. I will get that back. It'll come to me. What's mine comes to me." And I said that. And right then, this slid down. And it's a little heart. Crystal heart. Isn't that beautiful? And it's green, this one. So I'm walking along and I'm pretty happy that, you know, what's mine comes to me and I don't have to force it. And I'm certainly not going to break up the mountain and damage the mountain when I've got something beautiful that's just going to slide right to me. Now, where did I put it? I took something out a second ago. I told you everything slides around here. I keep everything in my bra for safekeeping. I don't know where it went. Oh, here it is. So I'm walking along, and then this little one literally falls, and look at the size of it. And look, it looks like a little heart again. So those are the gifts that I got that came to me. I don't have to force it. I'm not going to rape the land. I'm not going to take what isn't mine. I'm going to allow what's meant to come to me. And that's energy. There's powerful energy in those crystals. Those are sacred for me. Those are very, very powerful. They hold the energy of the vortexes. These are going to be very, very important for me energetically, right? So there are energy centers that you might be interested in exploring yourself. Different places that hold energy such as this. That comes up with this message, right? There's all kinds of places that you're going to explore, or that you may want to explore, and that maybe you should. You might be interested in looking. Maybe you're somebody who's interested in ancient Egypt. I am, and when I come here, I see there's a sphinx. I took a picture of it earlier. I'm not sure where we're at right now. There's so many sphinxes. They're guarding everywhere. And these are all pyramids. Look at them all. They're all pyramids. And the ones there, they're just flattened off at the top. But these are pyramids, ancient pyramids. They're everywhere through the valley. Pyramids everywhere. So interested in exploring ancient Egypt and the Mesopotamian and all of the archaeological stuff that goes along with this? I am. That's my thing. So this might be something that you're interested in doing as well. exploring the Earth's grid, the energy grid, right? What's interesting for me too is as I was coming here, I came across another river. I didn't even know we had another river. I know Oak Creek Canyon on the other side, but there's a river running through here. So there's grids, there's waterways all underneath here, energy grids everywhere. So these are all the things that come up, and I thought that was pretty cool that came up so that I could talk about those crystals. Okay, so our last, and it's getting chilly, so we're definitely moving out of here, is going to be the sky. The sky is changing, ever changing. The clouds are rolling, the clouds are moving. Beautiful, beautiful. I took a video of a cloud formation as I dropped down into the Verde Valley on the way into Sedona. And there were no other clouds in the sky but that one. And I swear to God, it looked like there were visitors. It was amazing. And there was a perfect V formed for victory. It was pretty cool. So for those who chose the sky, and right now, I know that you can't see it because I can't zoom it in, but directly across from me is the thunderbird. The head is sticking out of the rock. It's such an obvious thunderbird. It's amazing. And that is the backside of Thunder Mountain. I got to look at it when I go back. From here you can see Courthouse and Bell Rock. I don't know what these ones are called. My friend and I, John, we normally name our own. We give, to remember where we're at. And right now I see another silverback gorilla. In this mountain range, the three, right here, the three main ones, if you go down the side of that mountain, there's a gorilla, and it's standing out, and it's facing this way guarding. It's pretty cool. There's probably a cave in there it's guarding. The elementals. Correct for neutrality on all levels. For those who chose the sky. One more, Spirit said. Correct for neutrality on all levels. For those who chose the sky. I always hear myself say, for those who chose this guy. Mermaid of Immersion. Complete commitment. We're getting a lot of mermaids today, aren't we? That's pretty telepathic considering I am the mermaid. So here she is with Dory and Nemo. Finding home. Complete commitment. The number 44. Well, double at 4. So angels with you, all around you, completely guiding, protecting, and loving you. You've got no reason for fear. And Spirit says that right now they're asking about a commitment. You need to fully commit to something. I need to as well. You need to make a total commitment. Because this is a surface dweller. She can't live underneath the sea, right? You can see Crush his wing right here, a little dude. She can't live forever under the water, in her emotional waters. There's a lot going on underneath there, but you've been too long up above. And Spirit says, we want you to actually dive down underneath the emotional waters. We want you to go down in and immerse yourself into something, whatever this is for you. If you see the mermaid, she looks resolute, almost fierce, right? She's a little bit of a hothead right now. So I feel like she's on the defensive. She's on the defensive. That's why she's got that look on her face. She's like, don't fuck with me. I know about you. So this is about ridding yourself of toxic energy. I'm looking at what she's wearing on her chest, and it just looks like something stuck to her. Toxic energy stuck to her. She needs to rid herself of this. She needs to cleanse. She needs a shower from the sea. She needs to get rid of the toxic energy that she's absorbed on the surface. You've been a surface dweller for too long. Spirit says you need to cleanse. You need to have a spiritual shower. Go into a bath. Because it's time to be reborn. Right now, you've been holding back with something. Your move, a project, a relationship. You have been thinking about something, watching, asking yourself, should I do this? Should I not? Is this going to work for me? Is this not? But pulling back from making that final step, from saying that final, yes, I'm going to do it. You say you want change. You say you want to be where people understand you. You want to be in an environment that you feel comfortable. You want this change, but you have yet to fully commit. My landlord said to me, the new landlord said to me today, I blocked off all next week for the studio because it's an Airbnb right now. I'm in it right now, but she's blocked off. She had it open or blocked off for me for an entire week next week, and she says, "Can I take that off? And let people rent it? Or are you going to be coming back?" And I said, "No, I won't be coming back in the next week. Not until I'm able to take over the studio, and I can't take over the studio until after the 18th of April." And so I just kind of left it at that. I didn't say anything else because I'm leaving it open-ended right now to see what else shakes out. Maybe nothing else is going to shake out, but I already know that this is where I want to be. So this is a message for me too, and I love this because this is something I needed to hear, right? Spirit says we don't want you to hesitate any longer. It's time to stop procrastinating. I heard that word this morning again. It's time to take the plunge. Maybe it's to understand something that's happened. You haven't wanted to look at it like we've gotten the other messages. Find the truth out of what happened. And then surround yourself with ones that you're familiar with, ones that accept you, ones who are honest with you, ones that are not frenemies, ones that are not cock-blocking you, ones that are your friends, ones who don't think that you're weird. It doesn't really matter what they think, but maybe you have wondered about that or worried about that. But this is about committing yourself to being yourself and going where you have said that you wanted to be. But the time has come. It's about removing the safety zones wherever you've been staying because you felt safe. You may have felt safe. I'm safe where my landlord is in California, but I'm not happy there, right? So you might have been safe, but you're not happy either. Why do you feel so defensive? Are the people around you judging you? Are they making fun of you? Are they merely tolerating you? I certainly don't want to be where I'm tolerated, right? I want to be where I'm alive, where I'm exploring, where I'm embraced, where I can embrace, where I can expand. So the time has come to let go of those safety zones and have faith that if there are ones in your group, your family, your friends, they don't understand what's becoming of you and how you're changing. Understand, you have faith that the love is there. If it's real, if it's a real friendship and your family, the love is deep and they're not going to go away from you. You're always going to be able to return to that love. Maybe they don't understand right now. Maybe people will be upset right now, but you need to fully commit to your life. The Spirit's asking you. You don't have to. It's not necessary. I can go back. I can go back to California and say to my landlord, he's already saying, just come back. Forget it. The place is too small. It's not working for you. Just come back. This place is gorgeous. The house hasn't, I don't even have it on the market. And I was thinking of, buying a place at the coast, and I could get a place with a guest house and you could go there. And there's all kinds of options for me, right? That would be bigger. But is it where I need to be? Is it where I feel comfortable? I've been claiming I've wanted this for a long time. So it's time to take the plunge. It's time to say thanks, but no thanks. I need to go where I need to go. You've been planning, you've been procrastinating, making excuses. I often ask myself if I was blocked coming here, or if I was the reason. Because if I really wanted to find a foothold, I could have found my way. Maybe not. Maybe the timing is now. Maybe Spirit says the timing is now. Well, they have been for me. But this message for you is the timing is now. And if you are truly wanting to do what you've said, or wanting to see the truth of a situation, now's the time to dig down deeper, look at the truth, and move forward. Completely commit. Same thing can be in a relationship, right? I've been watching. I would love to have a relationship, but remember, the grass is always greener. What if I commit to that, I'll miss out on what? Are you with anybody right now? Are you fulfilled? Are you with your best friend? Are you supported? It doesn't look like you're very happy where you are. It's not working there. So stop with the excuses. They're old. Adventure is calling for you. It's time to dive down deep. Don't waste your life. Don't waste your time. Time is ticking. And you know what? It might feel a little bit scary, but it's excitement. And that fear is masquerading, right? It's not fear, really. It's excitement. It's butterflies. It's like, oh, wow, what I could be, what I could do, what could happen. Let go of the poisonous thoughts that other people are putting into your ear, or even your own negative self-talk. Those are patterns that you've been holding on to, and Spirit says it's time to break free of those and dive down. Dive down deep. Take that flying leap. And then you will return to places. I lived here. I lived in Wisconsin. You can return, but when you return, you're not going to be the same person that you were because you've embraced a change. You've taken a leap of faith. Spirit's telling you, this is good for you. You don't have to do it, but this is good for you. This is your opportunity. All right, you guys, that's your reading. I'm going to pack us up. I never know what's going to come up in our readings. But I said this deck, so it was good. I got an answer, right? I got to commit to this. So, I mean, I already did. I already told my landlord. I am committing. I'm not moving back. I mean, I'm not going to backtrack on my desire to move to Sedona. But I did say that out loud, didn't I? Because remember when I was in the poppy fields, I said, am I going to stay here? And then I heard yes. And I said to my friend, geez, I wonder what that meant. Well, what it meant was I was just going to stay in that spot that day when I did the reading for the poppies at the poppy fields. It didn't mean I was going to stay in California because I'm not. I'm moving. This is where I'm moving. And unless God steps in and shows me something different between now and April, the middle of April, I mean, actually, I've already had to commit, right? So God, it would have to be an act of God stepping in to show me that something better is coming along. But that's my intention. So what is your intention? I am taking the leap of faith. It's time. So I hope you enjoyed this. This is beautiful. And I'll take some more pictures. And well, we may have another video before I leave. It's going to be raining tomorrow. I'll stay here a couple more days. I'll talk again soon. Love you guys.